All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give praises unto Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem HaKodash, and double honors to our apostles and elders at Great Millstone, who taught us his truth. While Shalom to you, came to push his word across the four corners of this globe with all truth and sincerity by Hashem HaKodash. And I just want to bring out these two precepts, to touch upon, pretty much, in these last days, I'm saying, the turning point, of the oppression of our people, and the kingdom to be established, it's going to happen in these last days, and to where we're no more, be serving the nations and serving our enemies, but rather, be firmly established through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, as what he promised our forefather Abraham. I'm saying, but this is Isaiah, the second chapter, and this is a prophecy. I'm saying, that was spoken for thousands of years ago, man. And in these last days now, it's getting ready to take place, man. And we are, envisioning it, man. And a lot of people don't believe that we are even in these last days, man. A lot of people don't even believe in the scriptures. I'm saying that literally it holds the prophecies, of the future. That these words literally hold the oracles of the future, man. But only a few can really understand and see, and behold, and really see everything unfold, and take place right before their eyes as they read it in these last days. But this is Isaiah chapter 2, verse 1. The word that Isaiah the son of Amos saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem. And it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai's house shall be established in the top of the mountains, and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow unto it. I want to get another precept to back up the keyword mountain. Isaiah chapter 9, verse 6. For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulders, and his name shall be called Wonderful Counselor, the Mighty Power, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace. Of the increase of his government and peace there shall be no end upon the throne of David and upon his kingdom, to order it and to establish it with judgment and with justice from henceforth even forever. You know what I'm saying? That's the main point. I'm saying that's Yahweh Shai. I'm saying that son to be born, and his name being called Wonderful Counselor, and the Mighty Power, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace. His government they're talking about is the kingdom. I'm saying, with himself ruling, and under him King David ruling, and I'm saying the rest of the 144,000, body, that ruling body, who will be governing, I'm saying, the whole world, as well, and as well as the whole kingdom. You know what I'm saying? And when you go to the word government, it means pretty much mind control, because we're going to have the minds, of the world, man. The minds of the people, I'm saying, and and govern over them. I'm saying, to do the right thing, man. To do, what is right. To follow the law, statutes, and commandments. Or else, you're gonna perish, man. Um, there's another scriptures where it talks about, those that don't follow the precepts. I mean, it's lucky that any nation that refuse to follow and worship the Lord, that no rain shall fall upon them, shall fall upon their lands and their crops. You know what I'm saying? I forgot our precept, but Lord willing, it comes back to my memory. But let's go back to Isaiah chapter 2. And it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahshua house shall be established in the top of the mountains, and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow unto it. You know what I'm saying? So, so we're gonna be, that nation. See right now what, everybody believes America to be a top nation or whatever. Well, not really now, but the influence, everybody, wants to flow, to the fucking ways of America, right? The fucking, American dream and all that bullshit. But as you clearly see, it's dwindling down the drain. It's swirling down the drain, man. You know what I'm saying? We're seeing it, these different nations pretty much saying, fuck America, man. These different nations are fucking teaming up, to get rid of its fucking currency, and dumping the dollar and all that. And, all type of, the different schemes they plotting, to pretty much wipe America out the picture, man. And this is all according to prophecy, as well. But the main point is the times will come to where, the nation of Israel, you know what I'm saying, the Israelites are going to be on top, forever, man. They're going to rule forever. The so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are going to be on top, ruling forever, man. Everywhere you go, you see, the Edomite face is like, is like the standard face for everywhere to go. You go to, you know what I'm saying? You go to these fucking different European countries, or different countries, if you're a so-called black man, you get, looked at crazy, in these different countries and whatnot, they want, you know what I'm saying, they want to imitate, to where, to where the suit and tie, all like Esau Edom, man, to try to imitate, to be like him, to follow after his ways, because Esau right now has the influence, man. You know what I'm saying? Job 9:24, the earth is given to the hand of the wicked, man. Esau has the world right now, man. The influence is given into his hand. He has the influence of the world. He's able to govern the minds of the people. That's why, the world is as wicked as it is today, man. The minds of the people is you know what I'm saying, destroyed. As well as their souls and their habits, and like, look at the world today, man. People are all type of fucked up and weird and just fucking zombified. Yeah. Here comes verse 2. And it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahshua, his house shall be established on the top of the mountains, and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow unto it. And many people shall go and say, Come ye, let us go up to the mount of the Lord Yahweh Shemashah, to the house of Jacob. It's like to the house of the power of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem.